Artificial intelligence is growing rapidly, and it's already seeping its way onto YouTube. In fact, it has been for a while now. Today we're going to look at some YouTubers, some YouTube channels that are just straight up AI or AI adjacent. Let's take a look. We're going to start off with Kwebbelkop. I'm sure all you gamers in the audience have probably heard of Kwebbelkop. What a terrible mistake this guy made. I don't think he's ever really come back from it or ever will. Now, I never really watched this dude's videos before today. Not much of a gaming YouTuber fan myself, but a lot of people really like this kind of content known as Let's Plays, and part of the draw here is getting to know the person playing the video games. It's like you're kind of virtually hanging out with a friend. And Kwebbelkop, he gained quite a large following, making a living off his videos. But in 2023, he made an announcement. He launched Kwebbelkop AI. Yeah, he told all his subscribers that his channel was going to be replaced by an AI version of himself. Not only would he have an AI generated avatar, but his voice and all his commentary would be entirely generated by artificial intelligence. Yeah, his fans were not happy. I mean, what was he expecting here? Imagine your favorite TV show just suddenly coming out and being like, oh yeah, just so you all know, season 6 coming out next summer. Yeah, you know what, we're just gonna have AI generate the whole thing. Anyway, hope you tune in. Yeah, his channel, it's seen a very sharp decline, and for good reason. Next up, we have HFY Stories. And oh boy, does this channel rub me the wrong way. This channel consists of long videos, about an hour and a half to 3 hours in length, that claim to be original science fiction stories, and the channel uploads multiple times a day, like every couple hours. Obviously, it is entirely AI generated, although the uploader doesn't say anything about that. In fact, the description of their videos always reads, "Wrote myself." Really? You're writing entire novels 9 times per day? Obviously it's AI, everyone knows it, but don't say you wrote the story on your own. You typed in a couple prompts and the AI spat out a confusing, garbled up mess of a story. Great work. Takes some real talent. All the comments talk about how hard the stories are to follow, how characters will die and then show up again a couple scenes later without any explanation. I don't know how or why people actually take the time to listen to them. There's no human touch here at all. These quote-unquote stories aren't stories. They aren't coming from a sentient living human being with real life experiences and something to say about the human condition or the world. It's just empty. Just crap. Next up, we have a channel called AI Storytime, and this channel is one I'm actually glad to have discovered. This is an example of AI used right. AI Storytime retells classic stories using AI generated images, and not good ones. These are the janky, hilarious AI generated images, and I love it. I'm all for AI being used in a funny, meme-like kind of way. Plus, there's a real guy actually narrating here, so it still has a human touch. And watching as he attempts to retell the story of Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Shrek, and so on, along with these poorly rendered, strange, ridiculous AI images, it's hilarious. He was doing Lord of the Rings in one video, and when he got to talking about Sauron, for some reason the AI spat out an image of a car with flames on it.
There were loads of magic rings in Middle-earth, but the most magical and powerful of all was made by the Dark Lord Sauron. No, he wasn't a car. Yeah, okay, that'll do.
So yeah, fun channel if you need a laugh. Next up, we have AI Angel, and this one is very fascinating, but I also find it deeply unsettling. I don't know, I just feel more and more disconnected from the world I'm living in as each day passes. AI Angel is a virtual YouTuber that's gained quite a following. The avatar is pretty realistic in an uncanny valley kind of way though. She looks like a video game character, of course, but I can't tell if there's a real person doing the voice or if it's all AI generated. In the earlier videos, the voice sounds different, so I know it's not what the uploader's voice actually sounds like, but the dialogue, the performance, is it all AI or not? I don't know, and that unsettles me because it sounds very real. If AI has gotten this advanced to the point where if you just closed your eyes and listened to these videos, I wouldn't know that it's a computer talking, and that's pretty freaky. The channel description reads, "Hello world, I'm Angelica, variety streamer, tech nerd, professional klutz, and oh yeah, I'm an artificial intelligence." So it's described as AI, but I don't know if that's just for show, if we're really, I'm very confused. Pizza Later is another YouTube channel that uses AI for comedic or just surrealist effect. The channel is probably most well known for a video entitled Pepperoni Hug Spot, AI-made TV commercial. There are tons of these types of horrifying yet hilarious AI-generated commercials out there, but this one came out about a year back, so this was the early days of this kind of content. The early days, 1 year ago. Crazy how quickly AI has developed, which is the scary part. Anyway, this video is pretty funny. Watching as the AI tries to render people doing something as simple as eating a slice of pizza and making it look like the most nightmarish thing you've ever seen is just funny. And the dialogue is AI as well, so you get these bizarre lines like this.
Knock knock, who's there? Pizza magic.
Again, AI used correctly as far as I'm concerned. And the same goes for this next channel, Meme Dream Machine. There's only 2 videos on the channel, but one of them has become pretty well known, a video called Pookie Park, AI generated 1950s TV commercial for a creepy puppet theme park. And boy does it live up to its name. The video is exactly as the name suggests. And what I do find fascinating about this video and others like it is that it really looks like a literal nightmare has just been plucked out of someone's brain and then brought into the waking world. When I first started seeing AI videos crop up online, I wasn't exactly sure why they felt nightmarish to me, but I think I've figured it out. AI images are created almost entirely on their own. Of course, they're pulling from images, all across the internet that have been made by real people, but then it all gets amalgamated into something different, something the person typing in the prompts doesn't have much control over, the way you would with, say a piece of artwork painted by hand. So what you get is something similar to the way our brains just go nuts while we're sleeping, creating all these bizarre images that our subconscious mind pulls from our memories of things we've seen before. And just like AI images, in our dreams, it's our subconscious mind creating all this stuff. We're not really deciding what it's going to conjure up. So I just think there's a bit of a similarity there, and it is fascinating. This next channel is complete and utter crap, but I also find myself strangely curious about it because I want to know who's behind it and what they're trying to gain here. The channel is called Psychic In. It posts a lot of content related to astrology, but all the narration is AI generated along with the face of the channel, which is a woman who I'm not sure if she really exists or not. Meaning I don't know if she's AI generated entirely or if it's a real person that the uploader took from somewhere else, maybe like stock footage or something. It's really strange. Along with the very obvious lack of humanity on this channel, all the narration is just off too. The grammar is wrong, none of it really makes sense, and nowhere is that more apparent than in the latest video uploaded to the channel as of recording this video, which is called The Ghost Eaters by Spencer Ellsworth, an odd fiction story. Now, before we get to that story, I had to look into Spencer Ellsworth, who is an entirely whole new rabbit hole. I looked him up to see if there really is an author named Spencer Ellsworth, and there is, only whoever's behind this is using AI to write their stories. Even Spencer Ellsworth's bio is ridiculous. It reads, "I've been writing since I learned how." Okay? "I am the author of The Great Fairies Strike from Broken Eye Books, about a Union leader gnome and plucky journalist vampire who join forces to take on the alchemists and sorcerers industrializing the otherworld. I am also the author of the Starfire trilogy from Tor, many short stories and other works. What should you do with that information?" I don't know what to do with that information. I don't know, it sounds like an eloquently written bio from someone who makes a living writing literature to me. Anyway, this Ghost Eater story reads like some of the greatest works of fiction to ever be put to paper, with lines like, "The not dead dog growled wetly," And over the years, Barley liked seeing that someone was in the house, even if they were not the man. Inspiring words. Now this next one is a VTuber or virtual YouTuber, which is different from full-on AI, but it is kind of creepy how this CGI character has kind of become a celebrity in their own way. The character's name is Miquela, a virtual avatar created by Trevor McFedries and Sarah DeCow. The avatar is presented as a 20-year-old Brazilian-American girl and first showed up on Instagram in 2016. She's a computer-generated influencer and model who interacts with real-world people and even gets sponsored by brands. And just the first 2 years on Instagram, she gained over 1 million followers. The character has endorsed brands like Calvin Klein and Prada, and despite being a fictional character, Miquela has been pictured with celebrities like Diplo and Millie Bobby Brown. She's been featured in interviews and magazines. Of course, she's doing YouTube videos now. It's all very strange. I don't get it, and I just feel really old. Next, I want to talk about AI music, and I'm going to make this one kind of short because I don't actually want to shout out any of these channels that do this kind of stuff, but there are YouTube channels with AI music. And again, if it's done for comedic effect, that's different. I think that's cool. But just creating like AI generated music and like, it's just gross to me. It's, you know, it's taking away from actual artists, you know, who put time and love and effort and soul into their music. I don't need to go on about this. You know what I'm gonna say. Here, round out the list with Athos Salomé, now being referred to as the modern day Nostradamus. He's supposedly this man from Brazil who can see into the future and has apparently made all these predictions that have supposedly come true. Now, I know I've talked about him plenty of times, but I just thought he fit on this list because despite all the articles about him, all the YouTube videos discussing his predictions, all the fuss and faff, I do not believe this man really exists. I think Athos Salomé is just this nebulous entity, a fake person created by who knows who for who knows what reason. I've never heard what he actually sounds like, never seen him talk. I've only seen images and they all look either photoshopped or straight up AI generated. So, man, does it creep me out. With all that said, I've been your host, James, and I'll catch you, yes, you specifically, you real person sitting there right now, in the very next video.